So I'm here to talk to you today about Garry's striking. Now, I've got a lot to say on this topic. The fight against Kenan has just finished, and I was just like, I'm not even going to wait for the next fight to start. I need to just make a video separately on this now, which, whenever I do a separate video on a separate fight about a separate fighter, that it's a big deal. So, Garry versus Kenan. I love Garry. I know people. I think people overly hate on Garry because he's kind of like this weirdo, always talking about self-improvement, and he kind of, people don't like him because he's kind of using Conor McGregor's name. But I think he's just a very open, honest guy who takes inspiration from people, and his way of staying motivated is through growth and getting better. And we've definitely seen massive improvement in his last fight, to where I wasn't too nervous about this fight because I seen a new level of him where I was like, okay, you're all right, that you're good. His UFC debut, I thought the nerves really got to him. He was kind of overly going for shots, and I think now that he's just flowing with it a bit, he's really doing well. He had 2 decisions his last few fights, and he got the finish tonight in the third round. I believe it was 4 minutes 22 seconds into the third. Unbelievable performance. First round, he did get dropped towards the end of the round, recovered well. And he said fair play. He didn't say, I was there, I wasn't hurt. Da, da, da. He was knocked over, he was dropped, and then at the end he says, look, my nan with 4-ounce gloves on could drop anybody in the UFC. It's just what happens sometimes if you're not careful. However, I do want to speak about this. Garry, shovel right hand to the body. As he's exiting the pocket, he gets caught with the left hook, dropped, recovers well into the second round. We see him butcher the body in the second round, get his head out there very quickly, and then follow through with the right hand. And it's just little things like that you don't see from the average fighter, like the snapping shots, then the adjustment, and then to go back. All he did was make one adjustment, and then he was right back in the fight, right back in there, doing his thing, chopping the legs of Kenan. Kenan has massive, big tree stump legs, and Garry was just fucking hammering at them, and you could see them starting to bruise. Kenan really didn't have anything for him. I mean, he kind of caught him a few times, but it was nothing special. It's nothing you look at and are like, oh Christ, he's getting caught a little bit. Really, after getting dropped, he was caught by a big flurry, and then he just went back to doing his work. And it was I'm gonna literally title this video saying Garry's striking is amazing, because it truly is amazing. Despite him getting dropped, that happened. But I still don't discredit him as a fighter, as a competitor, because I thought his striking was truly unbelievable tonight. And then even in his post-fight speech, he was saying the GOAT's back. He takes a lot of his style from John Jones, like the grabbing of the limbs and just coming in over the top of the limbs. And I was just like, this man takes... I'm very similar. I need somebody around me that's motivating, because I struggle to motivate myself. I'm like, oh yeah, I can do it tomorrow, but I need somebody else to be doing something and improving. And I'll be like, fuck, I want to be that good. And seeing Garry and his outlook, it inspires me. It should inspire you. He hit the Billy strut after knocking him out. I was like, Garry, don't do that. Don't do that. But bet you that gets put on an Instagram reel. Bet you ESPN reposts that of following in McGregor's footsteps, and McGregor tweeted saying, Garry, you fucking daisy. And which is Garry's got the daisy tattoo because McGregor called him that after his debut. Ian Machado Garry, I mean, wow. I truly I'm truly excited to see what's next for him. I want to see him against someone like Kevin Holland or Wonderboy. It's a bit soon for that, but he says he wants to fight in 5 weeks' time. Because obviously Gilbert Burns' teammates fighting against Jorge Masvidal, which is also in his division. And Garry's striking tonight really reminded me of Masvidal. I don't know why, but just the leg kicks and the 1-2s and just the waiting. It wasn't boring to watch. It was exciting to watch because it was just so high level, very, very well put together shots. And it made me realise, wow, Israel Adesanya is so fucking boring, and he's got no power. Kenan's face tonight, one eye closed, a cut above his eye, could barely see, wasn't really with it. And Garry dismantled him. He had nothing for him. I'm very impressed with Garry. I want to see him again in 5 weeks. And then I want him to take some time. He was doing an interview with BT Sport, and he said he wants to fight tonight, in 5 weeks, take loads of time off, go to Brazil, train jiu-jitsu, then go to New Zealand, train train over there. And he wants to be on the McGregor card as well. He's got his whole future planned out. He's so focused on improving and growing, and I just feel like he's going to be a problem. I want to see how he does against people in the top 15. However, I want to see him against someone like Neal Magny maybe. I think that could be a fantastic fight if he wins another one. He's got the second longest win streak in the welterweight division. Obviously, that's tied with like loads of other people. It's four wins in a row now for Ian Garry. I think 2 finishes, 2 decisions. Perfect little start to the UFC. We've seen improvement in every single fight. Now that's what matters most to me. We've seen improvement in every fight. We know he's growing and he's just becoming exciting to watch. He's overly hated in my opinion. He's a fucking amazing striker though. Like truly he is an amazing. He's phenomenal on the feet. He's truly phenomenal on the feet. One thing I find interesting, he's 25 and he's sitting in his corner. He's like, "No, yeah, I want to step behind the jab. You know, yeah, I'm all good. I want to step behind the jab." Just telling his corner, telling Henry Hoof that it's like, I've seen every single round he's chatting away to his corner. I'm like, his cardio is unbelievable. And he was saying in an interview, his biggest asset is how he can go 5 rounds. And I'm like, his output isn't even necessarily that high, but he must just feel fresh the whole fight. And it's just incredible. It's just like little things like that. It's like, if I'm gassed, I'm not fucking chatting to my corner. I'm like, yeah, like fucking breathing like that. But fucking hell, well done, Ian Garry. We have a great night of fights coming up later on. We've got John Jones later on. I'm very excited. I need to hurry up and get back to the fights though. Just thought I'd make this little separate video to congratulate Ian Garry and to say your striking's phenomenal. I want to see where he goes next. And for any of you that are potential Ian Garry fans, I'd obviously get behind them. Very good striking. Wow. Thanks very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, everybody. I've really been appreciating the views and the clicks recently. Makes me motivated. As you can see, I've got a new background now. Just thought I'd try to tidy up the background a wee bit. Took a bit of effort, however, we're here. And I'm all ready for the future of this channel. Hoping to grow it very well. Well done, Ian Machado Garry. I hope to see him back in 5 weeks' time for the Adesanya card. That'd be great. Fantastic. See you all soon.